BatyrBall today is a game that probably would not be played by guys who are shy or for some reason dislike close contact. It is a very close contact sport. It has elements of wrestling, there are elements of basketball, it is very close to streetball with one basket, 3-on-3. In general, this game is quite dynamic, very spectacular, and based on the fact that the space is small, everything happens quickly and dynamically, and the focus is not lost for people. Everything is one field, and it turns out quite interesting. BatyrBall for me it's a sport for men. Here 6 people, 3 by 3, are launched into the octagon. And they say that there are rules there, but there are no particular rules there. They wrestle and throw each other there.
There's no way that the crowd can sit down. There's no way that the crowd can sit down. There's no way that the crowd can sit down. There's no way that the crowd can sit down. And the people stand. There's no way that the crowd can sit down. And the B-boy stand. Word.
We are the organizers of NAIZA fighting events, which is MMA. There are 140 fighters, and today, in my opinion, MMA is a very interesting sport. But it's not enough. And based on this, once holding a tournament in Aktau with Khabib Nurmagomedov, we held a big event on the coast of the Caspian Sea, in the western city of Mangostau region. And there, as part of this tournament, we organized a sport week, where we played basketball only with elements of wrestling. We called it rugby, joined from rugby and basketball. The first BatyrBall tournament spread very well. ESPN posted it on their account and Shaquille O'Neal posted on his account. So, well, probably yes, BatyrBall is something you hear about. In fact, the word Batyr in the title, this is an original Kazakh word, which translates as a warrior. After that, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Shamil Zavurov and many other fighters well known both in the UFC and in the CIS countries played this game. After that it became clear that this game could be interesting if something was changed in it and called by its own name. After doing some thinking with my friend Samson Rakelan, we came to the conclusion that it could be held in the octagon and called BatyrBall. The meaning of this word, of course, many now associate, well, like basketball and BatyrBall. In fact, the literal meaning of BatyrBall in Kazakh is be strong. And after the very first tournament we realized that the BatyrBall doesn't even need targeting on other instruments. It just happened, this boom explosion. And we saw the dynamics of growth in subscribers. And based on the fact that everyone started reposting us, the popularity of BatyrBall as a brand has increased even without our involvement in terms of advertising or promotion. That is, it all happened organically, by itself. Before the game started, I asked Samson if it was possible to do a slam. He said, if you can, do it.
Секен жақтағы барлық
BatyrBall attracted the attention of popular social media accounts and publications around the world. Such news magazines as Daily Mail, Marca, New Zealand Times, as well as famous Overtime and ESPN Sports Center. They also posted cuttings, some highlights, even well, probably everyone already knows that Shaquille O'Neal reposted our video. So far I have been to two tournaments that surprised me, because the first one was such an opening one, with Shaquille O'Neal reposted to his Instagram. The second one was with star guests. There was Khabib Nurmagomedov, Shamil Zavurov, also Takhtai team, and I'm very curious where all this will lead, because in any case the viewer is such a person who always needs to be surprised. If it works out, it will be cool. From the first BatyrBall tournaments, when this game itself and the rules were formed, every time we seemed to improve and make additions. At the second game we have already upgraded, added the elements of wrestling, and at the third BatyrBall tournament we have fully established rules and made final adjustments to make the sport better for further development of BatyrBall. In fact, the rules are very simple. The game is played 2 rounds of 3 minutes each and has a 1-minute break. In the game you are not allowed to hit each other. There is only chance to wrestle and throwing the ball into the basket. Also, in the game it is possible to compete once in wrestling for 30 seconds apart from normal time in one period. Who makes the first technical action, takes the back of the opponent, turns him over on his back and so on, he takes 1 point for his team. Also, during the game only twice in one period, a wrestling throw of an opponent can be allowed, which will be evaluated by the judges. If it is sufficiently amplitude throw, 1 point is given for it. But in general, the rule is you can't fight and you can't swear, well, it's like that. The participants are not all wrestlers. There I saw such good basketball players in the team, I saw boxers, I saw wrestlers, rugby players, and everyone did well. This game, it was created primarily so that all fighters, all different types of martial arts, could unite on one side. We invite the whole world, all athletes who want to try themselves to come here and play this game with us. Why? Because in every nation, in every country, there are strong batyrs who may want to meet in such a fight where you will only get pleasure, laugh and good time. But actual fighting is not allowed. A distinctive feature of BatyrBall is that everything happens in the octagon, in the cage, with the elements of basketball and wrestling. That this game is taking place in the octagon is very beautiful, and how can I say, the dynamics there are very large because the distance itself. And it's very cool that the cage is small, there are 6 people in it at once, and a very large, as it were, peak of action occurs in a unit of time. It's cool. The last time at the NAIZA 49 tournament, due to the fame of people participating in the BatyrBall, we attracted attention, because people from different fields participated, and wrestlers, and businessmen, and streetball players, and American football players as well, boxers participated. That is, we took different directions and brought them together in BatyrBall. That is, by doing so, we covered more than it was expected. Yes, there are conflicts. Someone didn't share something, someone has such a quick-tempered character. I looked at it and I think it's good. It should be like that, because in such sports, and especially in BatyrBall, a team sport, where speed, agility, wrestling skills needed. Well, there are a lot of things, and such a sport character, such a sporty one who keeps himself in shape should play. And as always, you know that he has his own character, the other guy has his own character, there are such conflicts. Well, that's what we are needed for, the referees, in order to control everything in the middle of it. Our Kazakh steppe is famous for the many batyrs who lived on that territory. I think every nation has its own batyrs who glorified their homeland, their people. And in Kazakhstan there is such a game, kokpar, which is played on horseback, where a goat from the ground needed to be raised up, which can be weighed up to 50 kilograms. It will naturally be difficult to pull a goat, horses there in the octagon, and there the game takes place without horses, without a goat, but with a ball. Today the world is changing, and we want to show the spirit of these batyrs to the world. This is the game of batyrs. The game is very difficult and fun at the same time. Here it is very important to have a heart, a spirit that has passed to us genetically from our ancestors, and naturally ingenuity.